All right, welcome in everybody. Appreciate you being here. I hit the unmute button on it. I did hit it. But what's going on, everybody? Appreciate you hanging out on a Friday. We're here live, and we're back for some more racing. Week 2 of the NASCAR schedule. All 3 series are back here in Atlanta for the weekend. We went from Daytona up north where it's cold to hot Atlanta, and it's not everybody's hot Atlanta. It's cold here this weekend, and in Hampton, Georgia. So we got the mute goof out of the way. We did. It always happens here. But the CW is on the CW app only. So if you have the CW, you get to watch. If not, you're going to hang out here with us. We're going to have a good time listening in and watching qualify. So I haven't seen the leaderboard yet. Bronny's working on that for us. The NASCAR website has really gone to heck this last year. They really have ruined it, but hope you guys are ready for us having some fun. We're going to do qualifying tonight, and then Connor Mozak on the truck race on the pole, and Bronny says he's struggling to find it. So, but we'll have something here for you guys. It's on YouTube TV. The qualifying is not on YouTube TV. It is on the app only, but it should be coming on here very shortly for you guys. But we can go through a list at least of who is qualifying for this race. So let's get into that. And we are here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. And make sure you guys are checking out our vlog. We had a great vlog we put out around 2 o'clock Central. All the members got to have it around 11:45. So if you guys are members, Pro or MVP, you get early access to vlogs on our channel. And we'd love to have you here today as a member. So make sure 99 cents gets you the emojis only. And then $1.99. $1.99 gets you early access to the vlogs and emojis. And then MVP is $2.99. It's all the above, and it just helps the channel out a little bit. Eventually, we'll get to some streaming on there for MVPs, but I do apologize for that, guys. But let's see what we got here. Let's just do something here while we wait for the thing here. So here is the lineup for the Xfinity series tonight. Sheldon Creed in that 00. You have this is last week's? No, this is no. Oh, hold on a second. I don't know what the deal is. I change all of this and it doesn't do it. Okay, 1 second. We get started here. Let's see if it's on now. And it's being quirky, but we'll turn it on right here and just leave it on. What's up, Link and Kim? What's up, Luis? What's going on? He told me yesterday, he's like, I don't watch video games. Everybody was helping our Mosh. He said, I don't watch video games. So let's do this here. All right. Get this going here. Still waiting on the app to fire up. There we go. Is that better? There we go. I don't know what's up with that, but what's up, KFB, T Lee? You feel bad? No, I don't feel bad at all. I feel pretty good. Ryan Reed, what's up? Hello, Carter, what's going on? 97 Cobra, Brawny, as always, sir. Mad Steve, Cold Trickle, Carter, Negative Squirrel, Pop Bottles, what's up? Good to see you too. Jeffrey Lake, he said, what channel is it on? It's on the CW app. Get your motor running, yippee. What's going on? Hello, Mike Baker as well. He said, go Jesse Love. You're not feeling good? Oh, that sucks. So we're just waiting here for qualifying to start. And Bronny, if you get the link, let me know, and we'll put it on here. But right now, the CW app is just, I don't know. It is going nuts. Do it this way? Live and upcoming. See if I reset it now. No? Austin Hill camera this weekend, tomorrow. Garrett Smithley, Jeff Burton. Oh, are you the Atlanta battle cam? Are you kidding me? We have the battle cam on CW. Oh, heck, y'all. Oh, heck. All right. What's up, Jason B? Hey, CeeLo, are you going to have any feed this season? Or is it just going to be this? Well, I just saw the CW has a battle cam and a driver cam for the 22nd, which is tomorrow, and a battle cam too at 4 o'clock. So we'll hopefully do that. But it's a little different this year. We don't have all the access that we had before. So see if this is working now. Still not working. Go back out here and see if I can see anything for NASCAR.com yet. Quick links. Mozak on the pole. Nothing yet. Nothing yet for the leaderboard for the Xfinity Series. Battle came for qualifier. No, just for the race. Just for the race. But here's the stand. Here it is. Quaffle in the 1, Jesse Love in the 2, Parker Retzlaff in the 4, Chris Wright, he's back in there at Our Motorsports. Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. All right. And we'll copy that. Thank you, Bronny. Appreciate it, sir. And the CW is still not on yet, so we're just waiting for it to go live. Okay. Here. Hit that like for us, y'all. This is just something to do this evening. We don't have much going on. I couldn't do the truck qualifying. Results. Qualifying, there's that. But now non-live. There we go. There we go. All right, let's do this here. Oh, wrong one. Still waiting for the qualifying here. There we go. So CJ McLaughlin's going to go first. And they haven't gone live on the app yet. They have not gone live on the app. The thing is just going crazy. Can you link up the live stream now? We can't show it. So Nick Leitz is going to be in that 07 green light car, and then Justin Allgaier in his 7, Sammy Smith in the 8, Daniel Dye, maybe he can make it more than three laps this week. Josh Williams, Garrett Smithley, Christian Eckes, William Swallowich, and that 18. Eric Amoroli, there's my dark horse this weekend, guys. Brandon Jones, can he make it more than 3 laps? Austin Hill, Dominic, could he dominate here? Harrison Burton, like to see if he could win. Dean Thompson, the rookie, Jeb Burton, Kyle Sieg, Blaine Perkins, Joey Gase, Ryan Sieg, Sam Mayer, Anthony Alfredo's back in that Fast Pasta 42, Brennan Poole, Mason Massey, Nick Sanchez, Jeremy Commence, Masson Maggio. All right, let's see if it's working now. Nope. It is being glicky. So I don't know what's going on here. Let's see if this will work. See if this works. It's struggling. I don't know why. Thank you, California Days, for being an MVP, man. You always said you're going to help out, and I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. As CJ McLaughlin has got the poll right now, 32.325. And I can't get my feed to work. That's weird. See if I can just get it on the radio here. The CW. I know a lot of people were having issues with it last week, so I can understand your pain. Understand your pain.
Or you see 74 across the if you leave the pits, the guys that have a lot of confidence in their car, have a lot of experience in the car, they run a little bit higher through 3 and 4 than some of the guys. I saw CJ kind of splitting that top white hash marks that you see around that. Some of the really quick cars would be right up against the wall, and you do that just trying to make the track a little bit longer, generate just a little bit more speed. Carson Ware in second, 32.91 for him. Here's the 10 of Daniel Dye.
Daniel Dye,
Florida, who last week
at Daytona, had his day in before it got going. Lap 5 involved in a crash, finished dead last 38th. First race in his first full-time season.
Yeah, and this is going to be a good benchmark for guys like CJ McLaughlin to see where they're going to rank. This is a Colin car. We know they typically run well at speedway races, which is where we're at. So we'll see what Daniel can run right here.
32:08. It's a pretty good lap time based on what we saw from the pole here a year ago at 31:84. So a couple tenths off of that, but I would still feel pretty good at where CJ is at getting a good result in.
I think it's a solid lap, but you're definitely possibly going to see faster speeds here just with the cool temperatures. This is pretty cool. Motors make a lot of power in this temperature.
What's up, Christopher? Good to see you, man.
The car's not going to move around too much, and that just all equals more lap time.
5 drivers here this weekend from the state
that
of
like
Georgia.
for us, trying to get to 100 likes.
Closest to home, Brandon Jones, native of Atlanta. Started his career driving at RCR, went to Joe Gibbs Racing where he won 5 times, bounced to Junior Motorsports last couple of years, and for 2025 back at JGR and driving that number 20 Toyota.
And he was ready to get out of Daytona, Adam, because he got wrecked early, finished 37th. He goes to the top of the board, 32:02.
6 100s quicker than Daniel Dye. Tight at the top. Another Georgia driver here. 28 is Kyle Sieg.
And this is kind of interesting that we've seen
Kyle Sieg.
his brother's team, Ryan Sieg, their car's being run out of North Carolina. Kyle's is still being run here out of Georgia. But one of the things this team told me is Kyle's been joining Ryan at the simulator in the offseason a little bit more. So getting some more simulator time. That's not really going to help you here in Atlanta. There's not much you can sim for here. But as we go through this season, just sort of the improvements the Siegs as a whole are making across their program.
Yeah, and I was shocked with Kyle. Like, he hasn't been racing that long. Like,
No.
started racing 2019, hasn't been around, started riding super late models, he told me, and obviously
I
now
thought the
Xfinity
CW
Series has
app.
82 starts, but it's pretty impressive to see how quick he's come along.
He goes fourth, 32:58. You know, his first career start, talking about Kyle Sieg, was at Dover. And we said, boy, you talk about jumping into the deep end of the pool. He said, I talked to my older brother Ryan about that, and he said, you got to learn somewhere, so you might as well go to one of the most difficult places. And that's exactly what happened. Blaine Perkins drove for RSS Racing last year. This season comes over to pilot the 31 for Jordan Anderson Racing.
And that should be a pretty big competitive bump for him this season, just with the cars that Jordan Anderson Racing was putting on the racetrack and the motors they have at ECR. These cars were really fast at speedways. We saw his teammate Jeff Burton be pretty fast at Daytona last week. So slotting in fourth.
Nick Sanchez up
I'm not
next.
sure they'll be too happy about that lap, but don't be fooled.
55. That is P4 right now.
Well, it's staying corrected. P4 right
That
now.
like, hit that subscribe, y'all.
Here's another driver that should put up a pretty good benchmark. When you talk about an opportunity to put yourself into the second round.
Dirty Nick Sanchez. You see those 40.
One of our 8 rookie drivers, Nick Sanchez
48.
in a 48.
Things on the ground, some sparks through 1 and 2.
Oh, that feels good, though.
That's
I like
he told me before. He said, I'm putting this thing on the
48s,
ground.
baby.
So you can see that now. That can make it handle really well. We'll see what kind of lap time they can throw down. But there is going to be sort of a discrepancy between some cars that choose for handling here in Atlanta and some that are going to go for outright speed. He'll slot in third.
It's on the CW app.
Yeah, that
CW
32-14,
app.
I mean, almost a tenth off of what Daniel
It's
Dye
free.
put up. So
Anybody
that puts
can
into perspective
download it.
how
It's
good
free.
Daniel's lap was, and in particular, Brandon Jones, who's the best of the bunch so far.
I love getting to hear the crew chief come on the radio, or whoever's telling them the time off of turn 2, because you can tell by the tone of their voice whether that's what they expected or if they're disappointed.
Brandon Jones and that
Chris Wright in the 5
P1
for
so
Out
far.
Motorsports. Last year, this
You're
team had
getting
Anthony
GTA
Alfredo
6.
behind
Nice.
the wheel. Anthony finished top 15 in the standings. So I would say this group a season ago overachieved.
Chris Wright,
Chris was some
brakes, buddy,
disappointment at Daytona,
brakes.
had the big moment coming onto pit road, recycle
Brakes.
a green flag, pit stops, and hoping to bounce back here
Brakes.
at Atlanta.
Hope he knows where his brakes are.
He is 7th of the 8 drivers.
Seventh
that have been on
fastest for
track.
Chris Wright.
You know, guys, of the cars that we've seen run so far,
Thank you so much,
CJ
Center Hill
McLaughlin's
Cards.
time is holding up
Hope
pretty
so,
well.
dude.
I mean, he's 4th of the 8 cars that have run. I think that's a great
Hit
accomplishment.
that
for
subscribe up here.
I thought we might see a little faster times than we've seen here last year just with these cool temperatures. Going on board, Garrett Smith. Let's just take a listen for a second. You can hear it flat out.
Yeah, Parker, you can just
On the
hear
earth.
the skirts just barely hit in. The thing I got out of that was you see him put his hand up for a millisecond down the back, and he's like, I got to get both hands back on the wheel.
That thing was on the ground.
And that's a nice reminder, no practice, just qualifying. You got one chance to get it right. William Sawalich, one of the drivers we'll see when qualifying rolls from Atlanta Motor Speedway on CW.
All right, y'all. Qualifying here today on our channel. Nobody knows NASCAR is better on YouTube than TV. Stay tuned to your boy CeeLo all season long. Practice qualifying, rain delays, and of course, good quality NASCAR racing. Zach, man, I appreciate you, buddy. We try our best here on our channel to entertain you guys, and you guys showed it last weekend. Huge speed weeks for us. Over 350,000 views, over almost 1,600 subscribers. We had a bunch of new members, whole bunch of likes. We guys, awesome, y'all. Y'all were amazing to us, and we hope to have some more fun here this week. Coming up tomorrow morning, NASCAR Cup Series practice. And after that, we got the truck race, we got the Xfinity race, and then on Sunday, we have the Cup race on Sunday with you guys. So hope you guys are having a good time. CeeLo going to be Braves chopping tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, we'll be doing NASCAR and stuff like that. It's not on TV either, but we will have plenty of time for some Braves baseball coming soon to a CeeLo near you. I'm watching it on YouTube TV in South Carolina. My local CW affiliate is showing qualifying. Really? Okay. Awesome. Well, I'm on the CW app. It's not that big of a deal. Anybody know if the CW going to televise tomorrow's race on the app? No, they will not be on the app tomorrow. It will be on CW. That is unfortunate that a lot of y'all can't get to watch the race, but you know what? You can be right here with us, and we're going to have a good time. Man, this car right here. Oh, that guy. And I've watched my 2 vlogs that I've done for the season, and my favorite paint schemes for the Xfinity series are all Junior Motorsports. Maybe I'm a Junior Motorsports fan at heart. I do support JGR, but man, I might have to buy me some Junior Motorsports stuff because I've been picking these cars like crazy. And of course, I love that 8 Sammy Smith car, the DEI, baby. That 8 is awesome. So, I know, James, it kind of sucks. Or maybe you just fanboying over the DI8. Yeah, it could be also Bronny, brings it back. But I saw a picture of a 40 Budweiser Cup car, and I got excited, but then I found out it was fake. So, all right, here we go. Next up.
The 44 of Brennan Poole.
Brennan Poole, that car is on fire. One of my favorite paint schemes of the week.
Hi,
Brennan Poole.
With Josh Williams, who has had some good runs here in the past. Spring race here a year ago wasn't so great, but had a couple top 10s in the run since. So what do you like about this place? What works well here for you?
Kaulig brings some, really fast race cars with us, and like you said, the first race here last year, we had some bad luck and kept cutting tires, but, we had a shot to put us in position to have a good finish in the second one. So, we brought something similar like that back, and these Kaulig cars are as fast as Xfinity Mobile, so we'll keep this thing rolling. And I don't know, man, Daytona kind of hurt my feelings.
That's right, Zach. Thank you, buddy.
Redemption this weekend.
Good luck.
Thank you.
One World, what's up?
It's interesting, Dylan talking to Josh, because Josh is rocking that mullet, right? And he's got the nice goatee going there. But boy, can Dylan work that beard. I mean, that thing is full out. So we got a lot going on in the facial hair category down in the pit lane.
Dylan thinks of himself as a country boy.
He drives a truck.
A little behind.
Pickup truck, old pickup truck.
When you're from Indiana, you just kind of drive a truck, right? And I know because I, too, am from Indiana. Brennan Poole goes a 32.75.
32.75 for Brennan Poole up now. Parker Retzlaff in that 4.
That's it, yeah.
Let me tell you,
I think you have some coffee in there, Dylan. You save that for later? Or?
Dylan, we come back
that
here.
Hit that subscribe, y'all. Trying to get to 100 likes. We're almost to 100. Help us get there.
I would have to start right now, and I couldn't get halfway there with that kind of mustache.
It's thick, Dylan would be the word I would use. Bushy and thick.
TV and CeeLo in sync. Awesome, Roger. Good to see you, buddy.
You got it. Love it.
Parker
Negative
Retzlaff
squirrel
out in the 4. He's another of those drivers that
nobody doesn't like JRM.
Daytona disappointment, and he's coming
What's
to a
up,
pretty
Harley?
place,
Good to see you as well.
Yeah, and Brennan Poole ran right before Parker Retzlaff, and is P9 right now. And I have to apologize to Brennan. I picked him as my dark horse at Daytona. He ran into me in the garage, and he's like, "Please don't ever pick me again." So, Brennan, I promise it'll be a while before I pick you again.
All right, here is Austin Hill.
I'm sorry about that.
Retzlaff is
What's he gonna do?
32.41. I would say this driver's going to lay down a hot one.
This will set the mark.
Absolutely. That's what
Austin Hill, let me see those
21s. To
21s.
see what Austin Hill is able to run, because the RCR cars have just dominated on the drafting style tracks for the past 3 or 4 years.
And sometimes they won't be faster by a little bit. It will be a lot in qualifying, the 2 and the 21 car. It's amazing what they're able to make happen in qualifying and just the speed they have. Still working that wheel a lot.
Who would have
here
thought? Top of the rocks.
No surprise. To the top by a couple attempts. 31.
884 for Austin Hill.
First driver to go south of 32 seconds. We talk about his success here.
Poor Austin Hill last week.
From his hometown of Winston,
Car just
Georgia.
went to bed on him.
Who was in that 48 going the wrong way?
It still hurts.
You know, it's funny. He's won here 4 times. His first 2 wins in 2022-23. He led over 170 laps. He swept the 2 races here last year and led 14. He just knows how to be in the right place at the right time.
And I always seem to be right behind him in the last couple of years as well. Every one of those shots, I'm right there.
There's William Swalowich in those 18. Let me see those 18s.
He has a knack for this, and these cars are so fast. It's the
What's
same
up,
thing as Daytona
Dallas?
Talladega.
Congratulations last night. Johnny dropping the
the amazing part about
21s.
Austin Hill's lap just now, though, guys, he ran a 31.88. The pole last spring was 31.87. So RCR is almost duplicating
P3.
exactly what they did 1 year ago.
Joe Gibbs Racing has won here twice in the draft configuration. Toyotas appear to have some speed here in qualifying. Jones is second. William Sawalich goes to third, 32.069. Sawalich
Zillage. Let me see those 88s. Junior Motorsports.
Qualified 23rd earlier today.
You know, we talk about lack of practice.
88,
Connor
baby.
Zillage is running his first laps ever at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Going to go out and have to run wide open around this track. Talked to him in the garage earlier. He's obviously excited. My concern with Connor, I don't know if you saw this part.
Look forward to listening to you. California Day, yes,
Not in
sir.
the car, but getting in the ambulance last week.
Awesome, buddy.
Are we okay? Are we going to do that again?
Thanks for becoming a member, too, man.
Adam, Jamie, you've never had that problem.
Let the short jokes end now.
Connor's third, jumps up in front of Sawalich. Zillage in front of
Zillage, Swalowich.
32.031. If you look at our bumper, we're going to keep the top 10 highlighted. And the reason for that, as we said earlier, top 10 advance to the
Here
second
comes
round.
Joey Gase in that
Qualifying to run for the
35.
pole. Quick reminder, 38 cars here. Everybody going to make the show. Joey Gase on track as we send it to Kim.
You like Sheldon Creed?
Justin Allgaier getting ready to make his qualifying run. We look at Atlanta qualifying pretty straightforward, but the track 1 and 2 a little sharper than 3 and 4, which is sweeping.
Hopefully one day, buddy.
Is in your control
You
as a
never
driver.
know.
Don't hit the apron. I told you that before we came on air. That's probably the biggest thing that you can do. You know, this place is so unique now with the style of racing that it is. It's great from a driver's aspect in some aspects and not so great in others, right? Because of super speedway style, although not fully super speedway, it's very different. But proud to have the Georgia Governor's Office highway safety on the car. You know, buckle up, protect your melon. That obviously most important piece. We want to go as fast as Xfinity Mobile, but you also have to be safe when you're on the street. You know, that we'll save the speed for the racetrack. But cool to see the car. You know, I'm proud of this team. We had a really fast car last week, and I just felt like that we worked well with our Chevrolet teammates. We just didn't have the finish to show for it. And we come to another plate style racetrack where, you know, teammates and you know, Chevrolets are going to be important for us. But you got to have speed, and Jim Pullman and this team went to work after last week to figure out what we needed to do to come here and be faster, and I'm looking forward to it. My teammate's third, so we'll see what we can do.
Justin mentioning protect your melon on his car. If you look at the car, it's got a little bit of a watermelon paint scheme. That's usually something we associate with Ross Chastain. Justin told me Ross reminded him to protect his melon if he wins.
Yeah, what's up with that? Why is he in the melon car?
Ross is going to bring watermelon out to the start-finish line to
4
Justin this
a.m. Oh, my
weekend.
gosh.
I like that. I love watermelon.
I've never heard of another driver giving the other driver their celebration.
Well,
All right, here is Sammy Smith. Let me see those DEI 8s, baby.
Now, wait a minute. So the campaign is protect your melon.
Sammy
but if
Smith.
you win in the car that's promoting protect your melon, we're going to destroy a watermelon right here on the pit
Hammer
lane.
down. What's up, David Farmer?
My brain is in a pretzel at this point.
A couple of things here. So Joey Gase went out. He's 16th of 16.
I didn't hear that,
Eric
Dallas.
Almirola in the 19, first of 9 starts for Joe Gibbs Racing, put his Toyota on the board 7th. And here's another Junior Motorsports Chevrolet. Sammy Smith goes to 5th on the board.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see what Eric can do in that 19 car tomorrow, because he's one of the best drafters in the field. He's been really good for years at Cup. Obviously winning 3 races last year in the Xfinity Series. I can't wait to see what he's able to do tomorrow.
I can assure you it's going to be good. Because when he showed up last year, if you looked
All
at some
right,
of the
here
stats,
is Ryan Ellis.
And
That 71 Chevrolet.
When he showed up, you took notice because you knew
cool.
he was contending for a win. It was amazing what he did in those cars.
You're welcome, Mama Pirate.
Always a good drafter, too. You know what I mean? You think about both his Cup and Xfinity career, he was always good at this style of racing, and, you know, you just anticipate he's going to be a player. 71 of Ryan Ellis, looking for his first career top 10, and there was a period last week where I'm like, it's going to happen today.
It looked like it. He was on the bottom in the top 10. He looked like he was in a great position. It just didn't quite pan out. But for Ryan Ellis, this
got a new name for Ross Chastain, the Watermelon Smasher.
Get that top 10 finally. It's another drafting style track. Maybe it's going to be his night.
Halfway.
All right. We know the commercial break. Thanks for much for being here. Thanks for the subscribes. Y'all appreciate it. Hit that like, hit that subscribe for us. We're trying to get to 100 likes. We're 25 away from 100. Hit that subscribe. We're trying to get to 30K this weekend. 30K. Big celebration if we hit 30K on Sunday. I promise you, we'll do something. I promise. So I hope you guys are having a good time on our channel tonight. It is NASCAR Xfinity Series qualifying from Atlanta. We couldn't do the truck race, but tomorrow, full day of action as well on our channel with NASCAR Cup Series practice, our qualifying kicking off in the morning, and then to the truck race, and then the Xfinity race. So we'll have a good time with you guys Saturday and hang out. Not gonna be able to get to do the Tennessee game, but we'll definitely cover some. So what's up, Tom? What's going on, man? Hey, I see he used his brakes okay this time. Tom, what's going on, man? I hate to say it, I told you so. Hammer down. There you go. I know, man. What's up, Susan? Good to see you. Appreciate you being here. But yeah, I see he's driving, Tom, so I guess that's a good thing for you guys. But same sponsorship as last week, it looks like. So, but our good friend Tom from Our Motorsports in the chat with us. Always good to see Tom here. He just got back from Atlanta. Full crazy stories from Atlanta. I enjoyed talking to him this week about Daytona. It was fun. That's why I stayed home. There you go. That's right. Crazy cold there in Atlanta as well. Not hot anymore. So, but hope you guys are having a great time. Well, like I said, this is the CW app, qualifying on the CW app. It's free. And then tomorrow, the cams will be free as well on the CW if you have a chance to check those out. Those cams are free on the CW. Anybody can watch those cams on the CW. So just waiting on a commercial break as Austin Hill right now with a 31.884 on the pole right now. Brandon Jones, Connor Zilich, William Swallowage, Sammy Smith, Daniel Dye, Nick Sanchez, Eric Almirola, CJ McLaughlin, and Parker Ritzlaff are your top 10 that'll move into the second round. Of course, like last week, they canceled the second round of qualifying, but they are now back. We'll have 2 rounds here in Atlanta. So here we go on the track. It's Fast Pasta, Tom.
In points and not too bad.
Fast Pasta.
This new race team, Young's Motorsports.
I really think that was a strong start for them.
25-year-old from Connecticut.
Earlier today, and he
finished 22nd
obviously the stage points
at Daytona.
Big, but he was talking through his thought process, what he was doing, and where he was placing the car. But he's really excited about this phase of the season because these cars they have at Young Motorsports, they're old Ganassi cars, or
since he didn't get in the top 10.
But basically, he said they're all the same. And unlike what he was in a situation last year where they had a mix of different cars from different places, that sort of thing, he said, what really excites me here, we've got great engines, and all the cars are the same. So
very top there, you can see the top pole if you can't see the numbers.
He was able to run top 15 points last year. I think he can improve on that here at Young Motorsports.
Alfredo.
I said new team. Young's is not a new team.
Yeah,
new team
for him.
For Anthony this season.
Alfredo.
I was going to correct you.
Where's he at?
I thought,
and I would expect that. Usually Jamie.
Alfredo. P9 for Alfredo. 32.257 for Alfredo.
Alfredo is 9th, Kim.
9th place for Fast
And for
pasta.
Jeremy Clements, he's creeping closer and closer to that 500th Xfinity Series career start. That happens next week. This week, though, making his 20th Atlanta start, most of any driver. When I mentioned that to Jeremy, he said, I don't like that. It makes me feel old. But it means you're a veteran. So how does a veteran approach racing at Atlanta, especially with the reconfiguration?
Yeah, well, this place is a total different animal now. I got some experience coming here driving through Atlanta traffic, so I feel good about tomorrow. But yeah, it's another plate race, so you just gotta hold the throttle down, make the best moves.
Thanks for the
Hopefully you don't
subs.
get wrecked and be there at the end. And this place is fast as Xfinity Mobile now with the way the banks are, and it's so tight in the corners. Barely get 3 wide and feel comfortable. But it's a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it. We got a lot of great partners from the Atlanta area, All South Electric and everybody. I also want to wish my sister a speedy recovery. She's in the hospital. I love you, Jennifer.
Let me just say, you guys remember watching like the Weather Channel when
Josh
they kind of
Williams.
oversell like how high the winds are, and then you kind of get like a better glimpse of it, and it really wasn't that bad? I feel like that's Kim right now. I saw her dressed
There's
for
Josh
Alaska,
Williams.
and Jeremy's next to her, and it's just regular clothes on. Doesn't
He's
look
had
that
some
cold, Kim.
history here at this track. Anybody know what he did?
So he should be cold.
Jamie,
Can anybody say in the chat what he did here in Atlanta?
So I'm allowed to call this cold.
You may, ma'am. You may.
That's right.
While
21
Kim
or
was
7 going to win the poll,
with Jeremy,
KJ says.
Leland Honeyman went 17th. And how about Josh Williams? Who saw this coming?
Look at Josh
Second
Williams.
behind
He
Austin
too.
Hill, 32.017 for the driver
Wow,
from Florida.
32.01. Yeah, he
Those
parked the
collie
car
cars
on the
can be
start-finish
fast in
line.
these speed races when they
Bruno.
find it and hit it
Thanks
right
for the
qualifying.
sub,
They're also
buddy.
usually very fast in the
Bruno.
race. And this car right here, Ryan Sieg, another local
Ryan
from Georgia.
Sieg.
This is the one many people may
Here's
be
your
paying
boy.
attention to. Still looking for that first
Brawny.
win. I've got a feeling, guys.
Ooh, you
I've got
said
a
it
feeling.
earlier.
I said it
You like it?
earlier. I like this one for tomorrow. I really do.
Boy, it'd be a popular win to be a Georgia boy, be like Austin Hill, being able to win here, to win at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And he has been so close. You think about Vegas last year, Texas with Sam Mayer. Ryan Sieg's done everything but win.
His lap puts him
I
eighth on the board.
have AT&T
22 that
fiber.
are on track. 32.088 seconds for Ryan Sieg.
32.088
last year. He's had 5 total in his
eighth
career.
spot for Ryan
And he
Sieg.
had
He's
his
in the
heart
top
broke
10.
here in 2022, leading at the white flag. Little crossover move for Ty Gibbs, and he was unable to get it done. 53 is Mason Maggio, making his first start of the year. Did not compete last week at Daytona.
Yeah, he actually hasn't run an Xfinity Series since Martinsville last year. And I just think it's so hard, Parker, for drivers to just jump in. And when you don't do this every single week, you take for granted when you get in a car, you're racing something every week. But to kind of bounce in and out, really hard for Mason.
Especially when you just fire straight off into a qualifying lap.
Wide open.
Like, hey, boy, welcome back.
I always love those Saturday morning qualifying sessions. It's 9 a.m. and you're about to go 185 into the corner, and you've had no practice. Maggio right in front of his teammate, 33.13 for the 53. Time to protect your melon.
Maggio. Here's Justin Allgaier. Let me see those watermelons
from last summer.
Or
Summer car
Sevens.
did not
What's
have
up,
the
Lloyd?
finish
Good to see you, buddy.
but he had the best handling car. It was really hot that day, Parker. I don't know if handling is going to be as important. It's going to be really fun for us to track that during the race.
38-year-old from Illinois.
Winter on it. How much
Finished
grip was it
9th in the
lost? It's a little
500.
bit unknown for all these teams. The 7 car, really all the junior motorsports cars last summer here had the best handling cars. It'll be interesting to see.
Defending
if they're gonna
champion,
have
baby, KJ
fast cars
says.
tomorrow.
Right, and don't be scared if you don't see a fast lap here out of Justin.
Oh!
Me too. So,
Allgaier.
So that tells me, to your point, when they were here this summer, they definitely went for that
32.003.
handling, higher downforce style setup. I would think looking at that speed in qualifying.
Yeah,
this
it's
team
out,
has
Lloyd.
come prepared.
Make sure your notifications are on, because you should have got a notification and it was
all the
on.
speed possible. That speed will transfer in the race.
Josh
Top
Balicki.
10 advanced to round 2. Hill and Allgaier feeling really good.
Isn't
about
this the
that
car
right
that got
now.
hit
Josh
by,
Balicki out
the
in
5?
91. Here's Dylan.
Let's see if we can step in and grab a word with Sam Mayer here real quick before he climbs aboard.
See you,
last
Sam
week,
Mayer.
Finally finished the Daytona Spring Race, finished second. Not too bad for your debut with this team.
Yeah, I'm pumped about that for sure. Obviously, you're happy about finishing second because it's a good finish and a good start to the year, but you're also upset because you're a race car driver and you want to win. So definitely lots to build off of for 2025. Really looking forward to keeping this rolling with the Haas Factory Auto Belt team. The cars are certainly as fast as Xfinity Mobile, so that's all we can ask for.
And cars, the Haas cars were good here last year as well in this race. So expect big things from both he and teammate Sheldon Creed tomorrow.
Just like Josh Blicky's sponsor there, by the way. Flat Tech.
And this thing, dude, of the 91.
I say it 10 times fast.
I wanted to say it really bad.
Mason Massey,
You put
45.
and Connor Zillage in between there.
Chevrolet, 28 years old. Douglasville, Georgia. What's up,
Here's
Jake?
the 45 of Mason Massey.
Jake, thanks for hanging out
Georgia
with
is where he
Mosh last
also
night,
best
helping him out,
finish
man. Thank you.
In the Xfinity Series 2022, right here at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
That's weird.
Yeah, spent a little bit of time with him in the garage. He talked. I asked him, I'm like, what does you race? And he's like, dirt late models. And I said, well, why don't you try to just commit to one of these, like the Xfinity Series or the dirt late models? And he's like, Jamie, I still have the dream. He's like, I want to race in NASCAR. And he talked about, actually found this sponsor on Facebook, sent a message to this company, and has been able to build it over the years. And good for him to grind that out and to be able to piece all that together.
So
And
Kenneth
who's also on
Fox.
Facebook, we found out earlier.
Yeah, I'm old. That's why.
You
I'm
got
older
one
than
world.
you, and, well, I'm not on Facebook. Let's go on board with Jeb Burton.
Jeb Burton.
All right, Parker, I will tee you up.
Would you want
Tell me what Jeb's nickname is now.
The dog.
Hey, it was going to come out eventually anyway.
I was something. I
He
would
texted me about it. He loved it.
I was impressed that the dog
Jeb Burton.
held his hand up to the window.
13,
all the way around. He was committed to it.
32.289 for Jeb Burton.
Less for the dog.
Oh, good for him.
Jeb Burton is 13.
You're working Kenneth
Nick
Fox.
Sanchez right now, the bubble driver. When you talk about those
There's the
that have an
16,
opportunity to
Christian
advance to
Eckes, the
round
rookie.
2 and run for the pole. A rookie is on the bubble and a rookie is on track. Christian Eckes in the 16, 12th last week at Daytona.
Yeah, and has never run an Xfinity Series car here at Atlanta, only in his second start, but did win the truck race here. So I would always feel good if I hadn't won in the current series, if I'd won in anything at that racetrack. It gives you a good feeling come to that, and based on what I see on that lap time, I'd feel pretty good about it too. P2 at 31.96.
I had high expectations based
All
on
right.
what Williams and Dye delivered, and Eckes put it right up.
All right, Eckes, P2, he knocks Allgaier from the outside there. But remember, this car was what Dinger was in last year, so he had a good little stop. So hit that subscribe for us, y'all. We're up there trying to get to 30,000 subs. And 2 more likes to 100. Help us get over 100 likes. Thank you, guys. Hey, what's up, CeeLo? Have a great weekend, brother. Thank you, Troy. We're looking forward to a great weekend here in Hotlanta, as we'll be spending all weekend here in Hotlanta. We won't be going anywhere else. So, cup practice tomorrow morning. I'll have that stream up tonight. All the streams will be up tonight when I get to it. I've had a pretty busy week with a lot of things trying to get it, but it's been a good little break. We took a little break, not streaming, not doing anything this week. After a long speed week from Tuesday to Sunday, we had a really fun time and put up a ridiculous amount of numbers for our channel. So we took a break and enjoyed the day off. But hey, it's back to work tonight. We released a NASCAR Atlanta paint scheme and race weekend preview. Make sure you go check that out after this race or after this qualifying run, and check it out. Give it a like, give it a comment. I got asked a bunch of questions in there. What's your favorite paint scheme? Who you think's gonna win? Who do you think caused that big wreck? Or Recchi or Logano? So make sure you answer all those questions in the comments below. It really helps the algorithm. But yes, sir. CeeLo's new racing hashtag will be 30K shortly. I hope so. Time for dinner. All right, Christopher. I'm back. Thank you, Jay Johnson, for subscribing. Appreciate you. 38 trucks starting dead last tomorrow. Ooh, so Chandler Smith starting dead last. What's up, Troy? Says, you said that. What's up? Have a good weekend. Thank you, buddy. You doing the trucks tonight? It's not tonight. It's tomorrow. Tomorrow, double header. Xfinity trucks and Xfinity tomorrow, back to back. So we'll do 2 streams back to back, to cut them in half, and then we'll have a good time with that whole thing. So I'm going to cut one in half, start a new one, and bring it. So trucks or Cup Series, stop the stream, start a new stream with trucks, stop the stream, and start a new one with Xfinity Series, and then we'll end the day after that. So a whole bunch of fun tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. We're doing it tomorrow. Yes, we are doing it tomorrow.
That is
I don't know, but I bet
Logano made a good move, and Ricky tried to block twice. The second block never works out well, Russell said. Okay, see, Russell thinks it was Ricky's fault. Some people think it was Logano's fault. So.
In the season opener at Daytona. I can't get the image. We had this during our race coverage on CW last
Watching
week.
this in UGA baseball.
The image of him on the squat rack.
Matty D, let me see those 99s in the house, y'all. 99s, Viking,
myself doing that.
Viking Motorsports.
It wasn't the same look.
Viking.
We wouldn't have been here. We would have been visiting you in the
Nobody.
hospital.
What's up, Ricky Bobby?
Well,
Good to see you, man.
It's about the size of your torso.
It's like my thigh. I know.
We're over 100 likes. Keep on going. Let's see if we can get to 200 likes. Here's Matty D.
Last week, though. I know there's a lot of unknowns for him coming into this year and an up and down career, but it feels so good when you can come out of the gate and have a decent finish, not tear a bunch of stuff up.
Nick
Come
Leitz
here.
is his name. Simply Light. Oh, Nick Lights. Okay, thank you, buddy.
He came to win in
Nick
Talladega
Lights.
in the Cup Series years ago. So you have that momentum heading into another track that you know is a similar type of racing, Parker. It's just gonna make you feel so good.
Yeah, I was talking to him earlier today.
Susan,
He's in such a good
dropping
place
those 99s.
I feel
big
like
deal.
a lot of respect.
Jake
with
says
this
he blames
opportunity.
both.
He knows where it is. He knows it's a building process. He's got Pat Tryson there, who's so fun and funny. They end up 22nd right here. He did tell me they went the handling route, so they didn't expect to be too fast in qualifying, so maybe they'll pay off for them tomorrow. But I just feel like Matt is in a great place.
22nd for Matty D.
When you're
Here's
in that
Green
position,
Light
that can create
Racing
performance, and I think we're going to continue to see that team just build
with
forward.
Nick Lights.
We'll start locking drivers in to the second round to run for the pole. Austin Hill is in now. 9 to go. Here's Nick Lights.
Yeah, Nick, I love this color on this car. It's like candy apple red.
It's beautiful.
See, that color didn't pop up on the paint scheme like that. It was not like that. I would have picked it because that looks pretty.
On that, that's nice. Gorgeous car.
A+ the designer and Nick.
Ryan Sieg is on the bubble, and our tracker is comparing the lap on track to the driver that's trying to advance. Lights is 26, so he will not move on. For now, Sieg
26th.
And both Hill and Eckes are locked in.
He's got 99 problems, but qualifying ain't one of them.
Parker, how painful is it to sit down on pit road and be in like Sieg's position, just knowing that it's probably a matter of time, and or if you're up where maybe Zilich is in 6th, trying to count the cars down. Are we going to make it? It's such a even though it's out of your control, it's such a big deal to make it to that final round.
Really depends where your dinner reservation is. If you feel like you want to get there earlier or later, I think for him it is frustrating because you kind of want that chance to prove you got a fast car.
And we obviously will put a camera on him, so we can see the disappointment immediately.
Great production and directing here.
If Jeremy Clements is able to knock him out of the top 10.
Caleb and Roger, well done.
Now he's going to dodge.
Thanks for that share.
17th. Dylan?
Yeah, he is safe for now and keeping track of the timing and scoring. So I know Daytona didn't end like you wanted it to, but another chance here at your home track to run well. What kind of opportunity is this for your team this weekend?
Huge opportunity. We always bring fast psyops Fords here, and all the guys have done a phenomenal job in the offseason to get our cars faster. We just wish we had a little bit more to make the second round and start better here. It's always track position, so we'll just have to see where we end up. But just got to thank everybody at Haas Factory and
comes
Ford
the
and everyone that helped
25
this group. Just hopefully bring a car as fast as this Xfinity Mobile tomorrow.
Got it in. Well done. Thanks, Ryan.
It was just the red
well done.
glowed on the car. It's the one on our paint scheme.
Ford has won one time in the last 33 drafting races in the Xfinity Series.
Austin Cindric
at Daytona. Yeah. Harrison Burton in a Ford goes 14th, so he will not move on. And here's Dean Thompson. You talk so much about the rookie class. This may be the most unheralded of the rookies in 2025, but boy, did he knock it out of the park
There's
at
Dean
Daytona.
Thompson.
He had a massive night at Daytona, scoring stage points in both stages, getting a great top 10 finish. And I think
Thank you, One World, for sharing that on Twitter.
What that does to propel them forward. If they even have a moderately good race here today and they into the third race next week, that gives you so much power in the learning process.
K-Bible. It's on the CW app for free. Anybody can download it.
For Sam Hunt Racing and Dean, I thought he did an awesome job, and he told me the thing that he did different than his other drafting races was he learned less is more in terms of the moves he make, and he said it came to him.
Taylor Gray and that
17th
Ty Gibbs 54.
He will not move on. Ryan Sieg remains on the bubble. Taylor Gray driving one of those
Taylor
Toyotas from Joe
Gray.
Gibbs Racing, trying to match his teammates, Jones and Sawalich up there in the top 7. And right now, Gray is tracking in the green.
Yeah, and he had a great Daytona, top 5 finish.
Oh, the
And I
9
feel like
starts
every
next
restart,
week. Thank
we
you,
would see him up
thank you,
front.
Bronny.
And then he was just quiet. Didn't do anything crazy.
Ryan
He was just kind of
Sieg on the
blended in all
bubble.
day, was able to survive, come up with a top 5 finish. Right here, he is going to be happy with this lap. Yeah, into 7th at 32:04.
A couple of more cars go, and he stays in front of them. He'll lock a spot in to the next round of qualifying.
Sorry, Ryan Sieg.
Ryan exits stage left. Here's another rookie. Top 5, best of the rookies last week. When you look at finishing
Carson
position at
Quapple, let me see
Daytona,
those
Carson
ones.
Quapple,
That
last of the
Bass
Chevy
Pro
Motor
Shops
Motorsports.
looks pretty good, too.
Why?
I think I could.
You're eating
yeah,
dinner,
yes.
Austin
Did you
Carter.
have something to do with a paint scheme?
I had nothing to do with this, but when I saw this paint scheme, I'm like, that will be my favorite one all year long.
Are they throwing back to you?
It reminds
Trying
me
to
of
get to 200
2010.
likes.
What a
Help us
great year,
out.
Yes.
That is very cool.
You know
Very
what
Fubar,
I really
what's up?
like is the paint scheme's nice. The tracker quite
Is nice
friendly
as
as well. Big time green for Carson Quapple, and he's going to advance to round 2. Third he goes in the best
P3
from Junior Motorsports.
And that race team got a top 5 last week with an entirely new bumper cover on the back. It had been ripped off entirely. They had to put a whole new one on, and were able to get a top 5, which was a great recovery for them.
Quapple goes to 3rd, and that puts his teammate Sammy Smith on the bubble. 3 cars remain in round 1 qualifying. The 41, Sam Mayer. Outstanding effort in his first adventure with Haas Factory Team last week at Daytona.
I wanted to find Sam this morning in the garage and just kind of get his thoughts on that last restart.
There is Sam Mayer.
You go home after a race like that, and you're like, what could I have done different, or what happened inside the car?
Holly B says,
What
"I'll
should I
see
have
you,
done
Mayer."
different? He came so close on that last restart to being able to race to the win, and Jesse Love just did an amazing job.
Chastain, Watermelon. Okay, cool.
He got to turn 1.
And I know when he got out, he said, I want to go look at that and see what I could do different. I watched it back, and I thought, I don't know what else he could have done different. He's
All
getting
right,
the
here we
push.
go.
It just didn't have the momentum to beat
Sheldon
Jesse Love's amazing
Creed.
restart.
Sam knocks out Sammy. Mayer goes 7th. Sammy Smith
see those
is now
double
11th.
zeros.
And on the outside looking
Could he
in,
finally
2
get his
cars
win right
remain.
here?
Round 1 of qualifying. Sheldon Creed in the double zero.
Yeah, we spent some time with Sheldon in the garage earlier, and Adam, I'm positive that his heart rate is never over about 100.
Ever.
Man,
I told you he's a chill guy.
So calm, just
Pretty
methodical. When you ask him a question, you can tell he's always thinking about, what he wants to say. And I mean, this guy, we say it each week, right? He's done everything but win. The 13 second-place finishes. It's been incredible. He will get his win this year.
We had some heated moments, and I still don't think his heart rate ever got
Creed,
above 8. I'm telling you, the guy
16th.
is one of the chillest people I've ever seen. Not going to be very chill with that lap in 16th.
Yeah, especially when you
16th for
consider
Sheldon
that his
Creed. Here
teammate
is
went up there 32,
last week's
02,
winner. Let me see
Mayer
those
is 7th.
2s.
Final car round
Jesse
1 of
Love.
qualifying on the bubble. William Sawalich, he's a rookie.
Jesse
And last
Love,
year's
baby.
Rookie of the Year, trying to knock him off. And if I were wagering, I would put a decent chunk of change on the 2
Could
car.
Richard
Maybe
Childers
not
be
just
1-2
advancing,
right
but
here?
Going all the way to the top. Look at the tracker; it's awfully good right now.
Yeah, we don't really need a tracker on this one.
Green,
we
green,
can tell you
green.
the 2 car is going to be extremely quick. It was on the pole for both of these races last year, and we talk about it. One last week has all the momentum on his side.
He's a qualifying machine when
Yeah.
it comes
This is
to
a big
drafting tracks. And by a quarter of a second,
Oh.
31-81, gets his teammate by 7/100ths. Love is going on to run for the
Jesse
pole.
Love.
Now, with your Williams
You see
Walsh,
those
that doesn't sting
2s?
so bad, because it's not like he got beat by hundreds
yes,
or
they
thousands
are.
of a second. It was big margin.
And that's what we're used to seeing out of RCR, these speedways, just massive speed, single car speed. That's why they get to control these things.
Sawalich qualified 23rd for the truck race. He'll start the Xfinity race tomorrow in 11th. And Austin Hill among those moving on to round 2.
All right, so here is your top 10. Jesse Love, Austin Hill, Christian Eckes, Carson Quapple, Justin Allgaier, Josh Williams. Man, I'm surprised about Josh Williams. Brandon Jones, Sam Mayer, Connor Zilich, and Taylor Gray. All right, let me see who gets the pick, who gets the pole here. Jesse Love, who was on the pole for both races last year. Austin Hill, who dominated last year. Could Christian Eckes squeeze his way in there? Could Allgaier, with all that watermelon pressure, get in there too? Can JRM get one of their other drivers in here? Zilich, could it be Joe Gibbs Racing with Taylor Gray or Brandon Jones? Who's it going to be? And Sam Bear with Haas Factory. Who's it going to be, y'all? Colleague lone driver with Eckes. The race is at 3 p.m. Pre-show's at 2. I think there's a trackside live with Kenny Wallace beforehand, too. KG says the 21 or the 7 is going to be starting number 1. Good Time says the 21. Bronny says you're wrong. Hill dominated the second Atlanta race. This is the spring race, and I love dominated the spring race, leading over 130 laps of 167. Okay. David Farmer says, hammered down, baby. Hammered down. So thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like. We're trying to get to 200 likes. There's 278 of us here. If we could get to 200 likes, that would be awesome tonight. But this is NASCAR Xfinity qualifying. We are in round 2, and I forgot to put my qualifying word on here so everybody knows that. Qualifying. Let me where should I put that at? We'll put it down here. Put it right here. Okay, there we go. When it comes to super speedways, it's RCR or bust. You're right. The question is, will Austin Hill's car hold up tomorrow? Last week, remember, he was dominating and the car started leaking and it was done. So 29,768 on the subs. Thank you guys so much. So we've gotten some this afternoon. We appreciate you. So round 2 of qualifying, round 2. Let's see, do I have an option for 2? Round 2. Let's see. Qualifying. No, just 1. Let's see what happens here. Round 2.
Miles from Atlanta Motor Speedway.
All right, here we go in Atlanta. Awesome day for a race.
You gotta have.
Can you show the whole field?
shades
Yeah.
On a sunny day in the ATL.
Hold on a second. We'll bring it back here in just a second. Swallowage, Sammy Smith, Daniel Dye, Ryan Sieg, Nick Sanchez, Eric Almirola, Sheldon Creed, Anthony Alfredo, Harrison Burton, Jeb Burton, CJ McLaughlin, Dean Thompson, Parker Retzlaff, Jeremy Commence, Blaine Perkins, Ryan Ellis, Kyle Sieg, Chris Wright, Leland Honeyman, Matty D, Brennan Poole, Josh Balicki, Garrett Smithley, Nick Lights, Carson Ware, Mason Massey, Mason Maggio, and Joey Gase is your 38th spot. So 11 through 38 will line up that way tomorrow. And now we're in the top 10 again. And we'll see who gets the pole. We're in round 2. Round 2. So let's see what happens. Can Jesse Love take the pole? I think he will.
Chevy, so kind of a mix of those
Welcome,
organizations, all often coming with different ideas about how to tackle this place. We saw that the last couple of years, and yet they all end up in the top 10, of course, because they're kind of the ones you have to beat at these places.
4th in round 1, Carson Kvapil. What about it, Dylan?
Round 2, fight with the left hook at 180 mile an hour.
In position to run for the pole here again today. So first time here of any kind of car. What do you think of this place so far?
It's pretty cool, really. To be honest, it kind of drives a little bit like Daytona, like we were at last weekend, and we were at a pretty good run there. Finished 4th, ended up overall, and it was a little bit rough of a day for us, but we were able just to hold on and put ourselves in a good spot at the end. But I just can't thank this whole Junior Motorsports team on the Johnny Morris Bass Pro Shops, Clarence Chevrolet. Hopefully we can get to the second. Obviously we're to the second round, but hopefully we can try to go for the pole here. And I think we have a car that's fast as Xfinity Mobile, so I think we got a good shot at it.
As you studied for this week, what kind of jumped out at you about racing at this racetrack? It is different than Daytona a little bit.
It is for sure. When we were looking at a whole array of things, and I'd say the biggest thing is just how important it is to be in the right line. And it seems like if you jump out of line, even though you got a pretty big run, it seems like you're going to be parachuting out to the back. So it's going to be all about staying disciplined and not trying to take advantage of those big runs and getting yourselves in a bad spot.
Thanks, Carson. Good luck.
You know, Carson tomorrow will be trying to get Junior Motorsports their 5th win in the Xfinity Series here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. So let's load up the time machine. Go back to 2010 when Joplin, Missouri's Jamie McMurray pulled the 88 into victory lane. How about that?
No, that was so much fun. And I mean, obviously winning is fun, but I got to beat Kyle Busch in what was his heyday. That was the time when he just won every Xfinity Series race. Look at the fans in the stands right there. It was a cool moment. Getting a win for Dale Earnhardt Jr. was awesome. He was my buddy at the time.
As pro shops
at a different time in our life, much younger, but. Yeah, that was a good memory. Thanks, Adam. I appreciate you bringing that up.
Chase Briscoe in a deep hole with a 100-point penalty, going from plus 33 to minus 67 with Chase make NASCAR Cup Series playoffs after penalty. We'll see, man. He's got the whole year to make it up, though, so that's a good thing.
Won here 2002. Doubling, that's Austin Hill. He's with him.
Yeah, I was going to say, if we're talking about winning drivers at Atlanta, yes, Jamie, but also Austin Hill. But as we look at that first round of qualifying, your teammate bested you by just a little. What do you have for this second round?
Well, I mean, our car is as fast as Xfinity Mobile, but our Bennet Chevrolet, we kind of knew this a little bit going into qualifying. We built a little bit of balance into the car. We still wanted the raw speed, but we wanted it to drive good. So there's kind of those two things that you're trying to mend together, and we kind of went that route of just, even though it's going to be cold, we still think that our Bennet Chevrolet needs to drive well. I think it'll be really good out front, but when you get mired back in traffic, I think if you're just fully trimmed out and have the raw speed, it's going to be really tough. So we kind of knew going in. I'm actually a little surprised with BMP2 right now, so maybe we can tune this thing up a little bit, get it ready for the second round, and see if we can best them.
Bennet is local to the area. They've got 500 guests coming tomorrow. Does that add pressure? Does that excite you? What does that mean for you tomorrow?
A little bit of everything. I mean, it definitely adds a little pressure just because I've heard it all week that I have to win this race. So we're going to get
that means he's not going to win.
Obviously, we've been good here. Everybody at RCR, ECR engines have always been fast and strong here. So you'll just have to wait and see tomorrow and see if we can get in victory lane.
We'll go in the pole first.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll try.
All right, we're going to let Austin climb aboard his Chevrolet, Dylan.
And from one Georgia boy to another, found Brandon Jones. No, last week was not what you wanted. I imagine that, one, you're happy to be home, but glad to put last week behind you as well.
Yeah, I think this right here is a great testament to, those little moments like that don't knock us down. I think we've got a really strong group for this year, and really happy to see this kind of speed this early on here in Atlanta with our Menards Atlas
Brandon
Toyota
Jones.
GR Supra. I'm thinking that hopefully I have a little bit left for this second round in the tank, and we can be as fast as Xfinity Mobile and hopefully get close to those RCR cars. They're so dang fast at these types of racetracks, but really, really happy with the speed and the balance that this car showed. And I think I got a little bit left, like I said, too. So hopefully, and looking forward to seeing what kind of lap we're going to put down.
All right, Brandon Jones getting ready to climb back aboard and go for the pole here in Atlanta.
So I've got great news if you're an Austin Hill fan. I got bad news if you're racing against Austin Hill. Do you want to know what it is?
Let's hear it. I'm on the edge of my seat.
So he talked about the idea of speed versus handling. The fact that they chose to go sort of the handling route, which means you usually sap a little bit of speed out of it, and yet both of those cars were the fastest two cars in the first round.
Right.
I'm just going to say that is bad news.
Well, he
for
said that he
everyone
was
else if they're
told
not
that
fully
he
trimmed
has
out
to
and
win this
wanted
race,
to be
so
as
like
fast as possible.
that's
wonder,
pressure
could that
right
be
there.
Like the crew chief sales job, right? Like the crew chief's like, hey, we're going to build some handling into this thing, and then you get there and it's really
He
fast.
is the
and
race
he's
sponsor
like,
too
I
on
got
his
a good handling
car, like
and it's fast.
Sometimes crew chiefs tend to sell blue skies.
No. Mine never lied to me. Is that the problem I had?
It could be, Parker. It could be.
We'll
just
find
figuring it
out
out.
who's rows 1 through
All right, round
5 in a
2.
moment as we begin the second round of qualifying. Here's how they'll line up. 11th on back, Williams Sawalich, the first of this group.
Who sticks out to me here? Ryan Sieg. We saw him on the bubble for a while. I just got a feeling I think that's going to be a good one to look at tomorrow. Sheldon Creed all the way back in 17th, so definitely think they probably chose a little bit of handling over speed.
Yeah, CJ McLaughlin, we talked about him at the top of the show. Look at that. And being at Daytona, finish at Daytona, another solid effort for them. Jeremy Clements, Ryan Ellis, we talked. Is he going to be able to get his first top 10? This is a track that certainly can happen at, and then Matt DiBenedetto at the bottom of that. 11th at Daytona. Can they put together another great run this weekend?
We're looking back at the last couple here. Brennan Poole sticks out to me. Not the way Daytona that he wanted it to go. Just didn't get the chance. Got run over basically on the backstretch trying to just bide his time. I think he's looking to really bounce back here. And Garrett Smithley in there in 33rd. Had a solid Daytona going and just ended up having a mechanical issue. They want to bounce back from that full season effort as well.
We talked about the RCR show in the first round of qualifying. Third on the board, round 1, Christian Eckes, Kim.
Yeah, great lap for Christian in that first round. What you didn't see, he's standing here with me now, but you were doing your homework up into the last second looking at that first round. What do you take from that round, and how do you approach this round?
Yeah, I was just looking at the up-to-speed stuff more than anything. Yeah, I got sent at the wrong time, so the 27 was coming. That was almost a real problem. But overall, I think our 16 leaf filters Camaro is as fast as Xfinity Internet today. We'll see what we got in round 2, but feel pretty good about it.
Second Xfinity Series start, but we can't ignore your record here in trucks, a former winner in Atlanta. How different are these cars here than the trucks?
I think they just draft so much differently. You know, watching film and then from last week, there's definitely a lot more differences than maybe I thought at first. So, yeah, no, there's no doubt we'll learn every lap and be contending at the end, though.
Yeah, you know, he talked about getting up to speed. It's the most important thing you can do as a driver. It's not that hard to hold it on the bottom at a track like this, but that launch off pit road, you sit in the car and you watch the official with the paddle, like when I get to go, and you're like, how do I get the perfect amount of wheel spin? How do I get through the gears perfect?
Hopefully the RCR Cup cars get some of that speed this weekend. We'll see. 93 Ryan.
His first round of qualifying, Jesse Love picks up where he left off. Huge win last Saturday night in Daytona. This place.
All right, so we got a commercial going here, but Jesse Love, the winner last week at Daytona, and he's trying to go back-to-back. Right now, he was the fastest car in round 1. The top 10 coming at you here. Taylor Gray, and then it's going to be Connor Zilic, Sam Mayer, Brandon Jones, Josh Williams, Justin Allgaier, Carson Guaffel, Christian Eckes, Austin Hill, and Jesse Love will be your top 10 drivers here. So we'll see what happens here. So thank you guys so much for being here tonight. Just a quick Xfinity qualifying, bringing you getting ready for our weekend. Remember, after this is over, if you haven't seen our race weekend preview vlog, make sure you go check that out. Give it a like, give it a comment. I'll respond back to you in the comments like we always do every Friday. Every Friday, we release a paint scheme and race weekend preview to get ready for the weekend, to get ready with us and have some fun. So Lloyd says, who you got this next round? I'm taking Hill here, but Love for the win at the race. I think it's going to be the other way around. I think I might go with you. I think I might go. I don't think I'm going to go the other way around. I'm going to go Love for the pole and Austin Hill for the win. RCR both on the outside pole each other here.
We're giving to them. We heard Jesse Love talk about watching film.
4 poles, 2 wins, 4 top 10s,
if you look at those results,
4 stage wins, and 7 career starts.
Just everything that he's
here at drafting tracks.
Once he gets out front, and that's where you really see the talent.
Is Austin Dillon's reality show canceled? I don't know. I didn't even know he had one.
0.57 average finish for super speedways to have a great top 10 average finish.
You usually mix in a couple of 30ths.
Because usually it goes horribly wrong at least sometime, and you end up with some 30ths. So that's just incredible consistency. You see the brake check here for Taylor Gray. So basically what happens is NASCAR wants to make sure that you haven't pulled the brakes back. You're not doing any funny business there. So they make you accelerate, stop, and then accelerate.
All right, Taylor Gray, here we go.
They started this last year in a couple super speedways and trucks.
Yeah, and everyone used to pull the brake pads back, so it wasn't really an advantage because everybody did it. But there were a few times that you would then get around after coasting around that you hadn't pushed the pedal down, and it takes a while to get to pump them back up, and they had some issues on pit road. So I like that they do that. It just eliminates an issue.
It was always the worst feeling in the world.
14 starts for Taylor Gray, 3 top 5s, 4 top 10s.
Round 2, we go slowest to fastest based on what they did in the opening round of qualifying. So Gray was 10th in round 1. And
here we go.
On track here as we run for the pole.
Yeah, the one thing that stuck out to me as I watched him go through turns 3 and 4 up to speed, he ran a little higher.
Bottles dropping those 54s.
The first time they pull that, it's the first time they've been on the track all weekend. You go out, you get a little more comfortable. You're like, okay, I know how much grip it felt like I had on that outlap. You're going to run as high as you can, just trying to make the track as big as you can and build as much momentum as you can getting to that start-finish line.
He's good buddies with Ty Gibbs. Ty won the first drafting race here, 2022, with a last lap
Gray,
pass.
31.955. That's not going to cut it.
95 is Taylor Gray, quicker than what he ran in that opening round.
Pretty big pickup for a second run. Yeah, it's big. So that either sets the mark or they were able to find a little bit more speed.
Here's Connor Zilic.
Just a little bit more warmed up.
Well, and that would put you up to third. The 3rd through 10th or just all on top of one another. So if you can just find just a little bit more than those other guys, move up quite a few spots.
Connor Zilich.
It's always such a mystery to me when cars pick up in the second round of Speedway qualifying versus don't. Sometimes you're like, oh, we've warmed everything up. I'm going to do a better job getting up to speed. I'm going to use more racetrack. You see Connor Zilich up here all the way up next to the wall, using every bit of racetrack possible to get the run. And then sometimes the lap isn't faster. And you're like, well, why was that?
Yeah, and I'm going to say that's impressive for Connor to get in that car and run that close to the wall on his second lap here. There's just such a comfort. He believes in his ability. His car obviously feels good. And some of the reason you see some cars pick up more than others is if you're really low in the back and the skirts aren't cut just where they need to be and you drag those, it'll knock a little more speed out of your car than other guys that had those set just right for the first outing. So maybe the 54 had those just a little bit long, knowing they were going to drag some off to make it optimized for the race.
I always want to think the driver made it.
Yeah, I know, Tom. I appreciate it.
7/100 slower than the lap put on the board by Taylor Gray. 32.02 for Connor Zilich.
Zilich,
So
32.02. That's not going to cut it either.
Connor, by the way, going to do double duty next weekend at Circuit of the Americas. Not only running the Xfinity race, of course, he's full-time here, going to make his Cup debut on Sunday afternoon in Austin, Texas.
Ooh,
Right.
Zilich.
If you remember his last debut there in the trucks last year. What do you have on the
Zilich
field
Cup
in qualifying?
debut?
About a second.
Is it going to be in that? Is it going to be in the Red Bull car?
But I expect him to definitely
The
be fast.
87?
The only Ford to move on to the second
I
round.
see you, Sam Mayer.
41 of Sam Mayer.
Yeah, and just to show you
The
how
only
much, how
Ford.
good that was of what Taylor Gray ran, Zilich ran almost the exact same lap both runs. So no pickup at all from Connor Zilich on that lap.
Well, he had 2 100s pick up.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I hate you. There's people out there that want those 2 100s.
Oh boy, this is Parker. That's who Parker
This is what you're
is.
stuck
He's that
with the rest
guy.
of the year.
He's that guy.
Hey, the car's green, and for just a moment there, the tracker was green, but it's flashed to red ever so slightly. We'll keep an eye. This is tight for Mayer trying to jump to the top.
Sam Mayer.
Man, and when you're in the car, you're pushing on the throttle pedal. It's hurting.
He's in the
your foot.
green.
You're pushing so hard. Just give me just a little bit more right here.
And you're thinking, I'm not going to move my hands. I'm not going to move my
Got
hands.
it.
Mayer opening round, 32.02.
let's see,
Here he
Mayer.
goes, 31.93, and he is quickest at Atlanta.
Wow.
So almost a
Still
tenth of
not
a second
faster than
longer
Hill
after
or
the
Love.
31.93. There's a pickup about a tenth there. Good job.
Appreciate it, crew
Now we'll
chief.
see where it lands.
There you go.
I didn't need
All
to.
right,
That was
Brandon
before
That was
Jones.
crew chief math, about a tenth.
Jason Trincheri on the pit box.
And I bet if it was 2 100s, he would have told him it was 2 100s faster. It matters.
Here's the hometown kid, Brandon Jones.
Apparently, the college football playoff expands. The
Tell you what,
SEC
I
and
wanna
Big
see
Ten are
him
thinking
have
of
a great season.
a series
I feel
of
like
games instead of
he
just
puts in
two
a
top
lot of work.
10,
I
two teams
know
playing the conference
he's doing
championship.
fitness, he's
Nice,
doing everything
like the
he can
basketball
to
tournament.
try to be the best driver he can. I've seen him out at the kart track, just
See
running
what
laps,
Brandon
trying to get
Jones
better
had a
at road course racing,
bad
'cause he felt
start
like that
last
was a
week.
struggle. And man, when you see people work hard, you want to see them do well.
Such a nice guy, too.
He really is. He's a great guy. And yeah, I think the last 2 years were really tough on him. Just couldn't quite find the footing there. It just wasn't working. But he's going back to a place that he had so much success at, was able to win so often and be a part of the championship conversation. And so I just think with all his experience and being at a familiar place,
He's in the red, so I
you
don't
hope
think it's
that
going to
that would
happen.
turn things around for him, because Brandon is just an awesome guy. And
Brandon
he's kind of
Jones.
a veteran of this series now that we can depend to be there week in, week out, and to root for him.
27 years
E3.
old. One of 2 Toyotas to move on to the second round of qualifying. Slides in just behind
31.960.
His teammate 5 1/1000ths of a second slower.
See what
than
Josh
Taylor
Williams
Gray.
can do
Brandon
here.
Jones is 3rd of 4 on track.
Yeah, the Taylor Gray lap, that's going to be the best improvement here. He picked up quite a bit. You see he's second. He's already got 2 or 3 of those guys beat.
Maybe the biggest, but for sure, the biggest surprise, first round of qualifying, Josh Williams, but this is kind of his place, Atlanta Motor Speedway.
He's parked at one time. It just wasn't at the right time of the
That's
race.
right, yeah, he was a little premature when he parked it. It was middle of the race. NASCAR was having some issues with cautions. Some debris came off the 92. They said, park the 92. Josh said, okay, you don't like the debris, I'll park it right here, peace out, and walk across the infield grass. Wow.
He had to be scared when the official walked over and was like, we need you in the trailer.
Absolutely. I remember that all going down. I was like, what are you doing
We need you to
here?
come
What's
with me.
going on? Somebody help me. They're trying to explain it
Me
to me.
too, California days. I'd like to do it, but I don't think I'm talented enough.
Yeah.
He needs to make that heart
Josh
sign
Williams.
because he loves what he's seeing in the tracker.
He won.
This would be a good lap. tracking at about a 31.90 right now. Losing.
Look at this kid.
Bit. Entry of 3. Doesn't like there's any wind.
It's going to put him for sure on the front 3 rows tomorrow. He's quickest
He
right
won
now.
31.920. Not good enough to beat the RCR boys.
And if his crew chief
But
comes on,
wow.
he'll say about a tenth better.
we
The
weren't
CW app, that's what it's on. CW. What's up, Mad Steve?
Oh, we missed it. It was before that.
Disappointing.
You asked for.
No, Zach. Sam Mayer went to the Haas, and Carson Quaffle took over his spot in the 1.
Junior Motorsports Chevrolet.
All right, your watermelons. Protect your watermelon farmers.
The second of 3 JRM
All right, Al
Chevys to move
Geyer.
on to round 2.
Can I give you a little insight here, Adam? If you're a driver and you pull out for this lap, you want to get as close to the wall, not only for the momentum, it's for the conversation afterwards with your buddies. Like, you see how close I got to the wall? Everybody, it's like it's this.
Oh yeah, bro.
Like, oh yeah, I was definitely the closest to the wall.
And you want to be able to go to your crew guys and be like, nobody was closer. You saw that. The sparks were flying.
Are you like the Hulk? What are you?
I don't know. I was just saying, like, that's a, drivers get out, they're like, oh yeah, man, I'm the man.
Don't get me started on wrestling impersonations.
I'm an NXT guy.
Evidently, getting close to the wall equals success, right? Because look, the tracker's awfully good right now for Allgaier in the green.
Allgaier!
Oh,
no, he missed it
by 6,000ths of a second.
6,000ths of a second. What's up, Butterfly? Trying to get to 150 likes, maybe 200.
I keep waiting for the crew chief.
Oh.
Nothing.
You know what it was,
Come on, Pullman, talk to us.
All right, we got 4 drivers left.
Pullman's just upset they're not P1.
Pullman's mad, yeah.
He's already in the notebook trying to figure out where they went wrong. The 1 is Carson Quaffle.
That's how much he missed the pole by.
Truck Series champion Travis won it.
All right, there's Quaffle. Zach, this is the car that he used to be. My working just started, but really enjoyed listening to you in the background. Thank you, Eric, buddy. Hope your day's not too bad with working.
The interview with Carson down on pit road, I just couldn't help but think, like, he's been really a late model guy, and then he's going to get in an Xfinity Series car here and run wide open. It's so impressive how these guys can prepare for the races and go out and get at a really fast track like this and be able to pull it off. It's amazing.
And this kid never ceases to impress me because from when he first came into the Xfinity Series last year,
as pro shops, it looks good, bro.
Jumps in the Xfinity Series and immediately is up to pace, fighting for wins, and just across a variety of tracks. I remember talking about Daytona last weekend. He had only been to Talladega, and I mean, it didn't faze him at all. So I'm not surprised seeing him just do big things.
32.028, no, 31.963.
For all those other late model guys out there right now that have raced against him, they're like,
protect your watermelon.
I can do the same thing.
7 of 10 in the books. Round 2 qualifying, 3 to go. Top of the board, that guy, Josh Williams. And next up, his teammate. Here's the rookie.
Here's Christian Eckes.
Christian Eckes.
Oh, I forgot Josh Williams is with Colic as well.
Accelerating, leaving pit road, because if he runs a good lap, he's going to feel like
Christian
it was
Eckes.
all him and all that acceleration.
It's almost over.
Although I did notice he didn't go all the way out to the wall early, because one of the things you'll do when you watch SMT, that sort of thing, is you'll notice sometimes cars that get really good runs, they'll go right out of the pits, all the way to the wall, almost like physically turning the cars right as hard as they can and get that distance going. So he didn't do that, so I'm not sure what he saw. Maybe that was hurting him.
I know, this is qualifying.
But his interview gave it all away. He's a student of the game. You know, I mean, he's a studier. He does his homework.
Yeah, and the game's changed so much.
Oh, time party. Yeah, it is, right?
So many ways that you can prep before you get to a track, and then, you know, for him, you go do your qualifying lap, you get out, and you see what can I do better.
31.96 is what he ran in round 1. Tracker is red.
Gonna be a little slower this time.
Off of what Josh Williams put up.
Yeah, he's going to end up running slower, actually, than what he did on his original run, which is interesting. You don't see that very often.
On board Austin.
It's over, William. We'll see.
So let's see where he chooses.
Here we go, y'all.
Right or just straight up on
the 21.
Little right. Tries to hit the banking smoothly. Now he's up to the top.
Does he get Josh Williams?
He goes to the gears. You don't want to be too close at this area because no one's really run up there. You just get more dust on your tires.
Connor Mozak. Connor Mozak on the truck pole.
Gear.
Pulling the window down.
Pulling the window down a little bit. I'm going to say that we didn't see that. And now put your hand up, trying to deflect as smooth as you can and have it just keep the radius, giving it the chance to get up to speed.
Yeah, and do that. We saw Jeff Burton do it one-handed as well. That's harder. I mean, like, we talk about that at Daytona or Talladega, but it's a little different animal here at Atlanta.
I can admit the first qualifying lap I did here, I didn't do it. The second one I was cool with it.
I told you, I just lied. I'm like, oh, I did it, for sure.
Yeah. He couldn't tell. They knew they had a camera.
Yeah, he has no choice.
RCR Chevys had a 10th on the competition.
You were right there, Bronny.
And they're fast again. First to the 2, Austin Hill, and look at the tracker. A 10th to the good. Off the turn 4, back to the line. We have a new leader in qualifying. Hill, a
30. Wow, he beat his time before.
That's blistering. He'll be on the front row.
31.793. Hey, Sela, are you at Hampton? No, I'm not, Mark.
Fastest lap we've seen all day.
Good job.
All right, his teammate.
They'll tell the water temperature.
Watch Love
so
get it done.
Can write that down, put it in their notes, and use it for the next time they come back here.
Let's see what happens here.
What do you think?
It's just automatic.
I think he does it. I think
he's got it.
I think
Danny
it's the pull.
I'll be honest, Danny Stockman is one of the smartest guys in this game. He does an amazing job in qualifying with these race cars. Jesse does a great job behind the wheel, and I just think these two, as a pairing, have shown in the last year, and as we get into the start of this year, they're going to continue that speed in qualifying.
I'm saying 31.72.
Wow, that'd be 700s. Well, he's in the green. He's off to a good start.
Let's see, 31.72, Jimmy McMurray says.
It's not going to be as, yeah.
Look at this. I mean,
man, it's close.
It is, but he's gaining on it. I mean, if you look at where he exited 2, where he is now entering 3.
Give him the pole, Jesse Love.
And it's getting better. Talk about backing up. What you did from round 1 to round 2.
Both of these guys are better than Dylan. You're right, George.
Jesse Love is fast. Boom. To the top.
Boom. 31.73. He says, step back, Austin Hill.
That leads him to the green flag here tomorrow at Atlanta.
Third pole in a row for Jesse Love at Atlanta. Unbelievable. Good for that
amazing.
team.
And for that
Jesse
team,
Love,
Danny
I think I have
Stockman,
him.
Chief. I mean, he prides himself in the work that he puts into these cars at speedways. You know, that's really where the crew chief can make a massive difference. The team finds this to be something that they excel at and they can get excited about because they really are the biggest factor to this. And so I just, I'm not surprised to see it, but it is impressive when you see a team
Hit that
like
subscribe,
this
y'all up there. 300 of y'all here trying to get to 29,800.
Whole 2 team is to head into tomorrow. Winning at Daytona.
I just love this stat. I mean, if we're qualifying at a drafting track, you might as well go ahead and put those RCR Chevys out front. They've won 7 of the last 8 poles at drafting tracks when we've had qualifying. And RCR started 1, 2, and 5 of the last 7 on drafting tracks when we don't get rained out. They are so impressive. They bring the horsepower.
And what's most impressive about his lap, Parker, is that he's 2/10 quicker than Josh
I knew Love was
going to
do it.
That's a huge margin. And if these cars are built with that little bit of downforce in, where they have handling and they have that speed, as you mentioned, again, they're going to be tough to beat tomorrow.
That's bad news for everyone else. But I wouldn't be too
right. You want to go last?
Scared. You know, just having worked so closely with the RCR.
It's all about love. You're right.
Obviously, Big Machine Racing, similar to Calling in terms of being an affiliated organization. We saw often where these RCR cars could be really fast in qualifying, but at the same time, when we got in the race, it condensed a little bit.
It closes up a little bit.
So they definitely have tricks that they know how to work to make these cars so fast in a single car. But when you get in the race,
Tennessee and Nebraska canceled home and home series scheduled. Wow.
Jesse Love, undefeated on pole day at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 3 times we've qualified here. Each time he's been the man out front. Let's hear from him, Dylan.
And he is out of the car. So guys upstairs were talking about how maybe automatic it is when we come here that the RCR cars are going to be on the front row. Did you have that same confidence the second time out when you had to really lay it on the line?
Yeah, I'd probably be lying if I told you no. Our number 2 Whelen Chevrolet was as fast as Xfinity Mobile, and I feel like obviously whenever we come to these places, I don't want to say it's a given because when you start expecting things, then you start to get your feelings hurt. But these guys just do such a great job. ECR, everybody back at Welcome. They always make these J-Born Chevrolets fast. So it's my dad's birthday today, so I'm looking forward to seeing him. He's been my hero ever since I could remember, and he lands at like 7:30. So gonna go get dinner with him, but just proud of this whole Danny Stockman number 2 led crew. and looking forward to going tomorrow. I'm going to work my spotter, Brandon Benesh, and see if we can just stay out front, control the race. And I have a game plan for when we do lose track position, because I'm sure at some point that'll happen.
Yeah, and you said the word expect, and I think we would maybe expect you to run well again tomorrow and have a shot at it. So what can you do? What can you control? What can you use that you learned from last year in this race and apply it to tomorrow?
Yeah, I would say safe fuel, right? But, you know, we shortened we made the first two stages longer and shortened the last one by, I think, 10 laps. So that definitely helps us, you know, but still got to safe fuel for these overtime restarts. And, man, I think it just kind of goes back to having the confidence in my spotter. And we've been working, you know, really well together this year. So to keep that going and just trust what he says when I'm out front, which lane's a block, and try to get this top lane strung out a little bit.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Third straight Atlanta pole for Jesse Love. And Kim, it's an RCR front row tomorrow.
Yeah, the second half of that front row is his teammate Austin Hill. Your teammate bested you. What did you need in that second round?
I think we just needed our Bennet Chevrolet a little more trimmed out. We know what we have in the race. We didn't come here for one lap. We came here for 163 laps. So really excited with everyone on board with Bennet Chevrolet. It's the Bennet 250. That's going to be cool to be able to race for my sponsor's scheme and for the win, hopefully. So, you know, like I said, our car was a little earlier as fast as the Xfinity Mobile. Just came up a little bit short, but I kind of knew that going in. I know what they have, and I know what we have. So I don't know which one's going to be best in the race. I feel really good about our Bennet Chevrolet. So I'm fingers crossed handling becomes a little bit of an issue and our car can prevail. But all in all, solid start to the weekend for everyone at RCR, ECR, and just try to get up front or stay up front and control this thing.
As you try and guess what we're going to see in tomorrow's race, especially what you need out of your car, these temperatures very cold. They're going to be cold tomorrow too. What's the expectation on how that will affect the racing we see?
Well, you know, last year when we ran here in the spring, I think it was in the 50s or so. So it wasn't as cold as what's going to be, but I even had a little bit of handling problems last year in the spring. So I expect some handling problems to come into play, and that's kind of what we're kind of built our Bennet Chevrolet towards, is some handling. So we took away a little bit of speed to hopefully be able to have a really fast Bennet Chevrolet for 163 laps.
That is Austin Hill. We're going to let him go. He's driving back to Douglasville, Georgia tonight.
Going to go visit with some of the friends.
All right. So Jesse Love, we'll see you guys definitely tomorrow. Jesse Love on the pole. And if you are watching on replay, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. California Day says, what do I get with my MVP membership? So you get the access to the emojis. You have access to early vlogs now. So on Fridays, when the vlog comes out early before anybody that does not have a membership, you get to see it early. And eventually we'll get around to some special live stream for MVP members. We've just been very busy. I want to throw maybe some video games in there. I've been trying to figure that out, but all it is to help out the channel even more. It's just $1 extra, $2.99 for the MVP membership. So to get those, make sure you check out the super chat button there. It'll help you out there as well, but it is also memberships on our channel, how to get those on our homepage. So thank you guys so much for everything. We ended up with 161 likes. Hit that like for us. Subscribe up there, 29,770. And I had a whole lot of fun today. So thank you guys for being here. And we will see you tomorrow morning for NASCAR Cup Series qualifying. We'll have that stream up later on tonight. So make sure your notification bells are on so you know when we go live. And after that, we're going to go to the truck race. And after that, we're going to go to the Xfinity race. So triple header for us here on the channel tomorrow morning. Lots of fun, lots of busy time. So hang out, chill. Maybe we'll get to see some cams on the Xfinity race. We'll see how that goes. And we'll see you tomorrow. So good night, everybody. Thank you much for being here. I want to thank my lovely wife, Spain, for all the lovely things that she does behind the scenes while I'm hanging out with you guys. I want to thank my mods for moderating. I want to thank my members for their hard-earned money. California Days, thank you for becoming a member. We appreciate you. And all the subscribers today, we appreciate you too. So who got the poll? Jesse Love, Mandalorian. Jesse Love is on the poll. And RCR, all RCR front row for the race tomorrow. And Austin Hill has the sponsor of the race on his car. So should be an interesting RCR 1-2 punch to begin this race. You never know what's going to happen though at these super speedways. Anything can happen. So Good night from Tennessee. We'll see y'all tomorrow in the morning for some Cup qualifying. And remember, Cup qualifying is on Amazon tomorrow. So it's not on regular TV. It's not on an app. It's on Amazon Prime. There's another kicker for you guys. Peace out. See ya.